scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Written in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come.
Might check
gon' come. Written in the scripts that change gon' come.
Yeah, change coming fast, days running past. We maze runners ablaze and stay numbered last. The pain that we display, you can't understand. That's why we move with the faith of David Abraham. We tryna pace where the apes be. Keys like HP, curses live at HD. Women chasing clout and brothers changing their faces. Screaming, oh God, send your son to save us.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Is living day to day. It's hard to face. I know that on that day you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change. Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come.
Yeah, it's time for a change to come to my people. Cause Lord knows that we gon' treat it equal. 400 years of the same old ish. Rape, rob, kill and spoil, getting off the shit. Now check it, can barely wait for that day to come. Getting ready for that war, time to beat the drum. And to the ones trying to hold me back with bent up faces, just call me Master Eddie, trading places.
Change gon' come, and it's coming fast. I know change gon' come, cause this world won't last. I know it's so much hurt, and it's so much pain. But when them cherries come, you just know the world gon' change. Why my people cry, cause they tired of lies. That's why we face the east, pray to your Howard shine. Change gon' come. Prophecy says that change gon' come. Yeah.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Is living day to day. It's hard to face. I know that on that day you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change. Change gon' come. Change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come.
Look, we've been trying to get up out of this, but we've been too busy worshiping some nonsense. Jesus, we want change to happen real quick, but we are stiff-necked people and we don't give a All women all up on Instagram, shaking and twerking their ass like they don't give a damn. And if we really want change, we gotta open our book and be baptized again. We gotta change.
So tired of all the pain. See all my people in it. Is living day to day. It's hard to face. I know that on that day you can release them chains. So give him all the praise and change. Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing in the scripts that change gon' come.
Change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing scripts that change gon' come, you know change gon' come, change gon' come. Writing scripts that change gon' come, that change gon' come.
Genesis to Revelations, we don't play. Nope. It's real simple. Simple. You don't get it? We've been the chosen way before we even went to Egypt. Wow. We keep the laws. We keep them. Believe in Christ. That's why we in the streets trying to do what is right. We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? We in this thing. And we ain't going nowhere. We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? And we ain't going nowhere. No. We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? And we ain't going nowhere. No. We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? And we ain't going nowhere.
It's a ZZ beat. You know that beat hard. They rockin' it every day, cause they got the gift from God. Christ they endure until the end. If you endure to the end, you'll be saved, my friend. Christ cannot lie. Nope. He was perfect. That's why in Matthew 5:48 he said to be perfect. Like his father. So what we doing? We saving souls. If we keep the laws, then we know we going home.
We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? We in this thing. And we ain't going nowhere. We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? And we ain't going nowhere. No. We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? And we ain't going nowhere. No. We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? We in this thing. What? And we ain't going nowhere. And we ain't going nowhere. And we ain't going nowhere.
He took me out of darkness and put me in his marvelous light. And if you could relate to that, this song's for you.
Every time I think about all he's done, how he changed my life and made it so much better, I'm just in awe. It's so amazing, yeah. Cause many times I was down on my knees crying, looking for the answer, but I couldn't find it at all, yeah. But he always came on time and made it right. He's so he's faithful, yeah. He won't let me fall. So I find myself deeper in this book, cause I believe what it says when I read. See, the scripture said it was gonna get worse. So these righteous acts, I'm gonna rehearse it and keep going no matter what. I know he's covering me. Yes, I believe he's faithful. So I'm never worried, no. He won't let me fall. He's got me in his hands, and he's holding me every day I need him. Cause I'm just a human.
It's time to put the children to sleep. Grab your strong drink. It's Wild Out Wednesday.
Let's go. 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 Let's go.
You on me that one?
I forget that every time. Well, I tell you. Hey, Shalom. What up, though? Yashala. Hey, what up, though? Officer Shemai, Officer Boaz. How y'all doing?
Enduring. Don't know how to do nothing else.
Hey, that's all we can do. Just keep on enduring. As long as you enduring, all praises to the Most High. Boaz, what's good?
What's going on? Ashar Kadash Iraq. Ashar Kadash Iraq to all Israel.
Ashar Kadash Iraq.
Amen.
All praises to the Most High. Yeah, all praises to the Most High. Yo, so we gonna go ahead and really we gonna get ready to get into this and bring this thing out. It is new moon. I'm not gonna be long-winded today because usually I am, and I go on tangents and get sidetracked, and y'all already know how I do. But I'm gonna try to keep it smooth, right? We gonna go into this, get into a little bit about the new moon, of course, because it is a new moon. Now, if y'all got our calendar, y'all see on our calendar, it's on the 11th. So technically, we are keeping the new moon tomorrow at even. That's when we are going to be actually celebrating the new moon. But if brothers is celebrating it tonight, hey, all praises to the Most High, right? With that, we gonna go ahead. We gonna get some shout outs. Yo, I got an ass of the week for y'all, but we not gonna look at it today. Y'all gotta tune in next Wednesday to catch that ass of the week. But I'm telling you. But anyhow, let's go ahead. Let's get into these shout outs and then let's take it up.
Sister Joan Gilchrist, Shalom. Diane Zebulon, Shalom.
Ban Zebulon.
Scott Anderson, Shalom. Soldier Kadash, Shalom. Party of Five, Shalom. Malachi, Shalom. Belen, Shalom. DTA Twan, Shalom. Soldier Araya, Shalom. Sister L, Shalom. Soldier Gary, Shalom. Barziyah, Shalom. Captain Aharon, Shalom. Officer Kadar, Shalom. Anthony Brewington, Shalom. Michelle Walker, Shalom. Gabriella, Shalom. World Without End, Shalom.
Yo, and to my brother, hey, what up, though? I already know what it is.
True Royalty, Shalom. Soldier Nadia, Shalom. And Araya, Shalom.
Right, and shalom to everybody who maybe didn't want to say nothing. Y'all want to be, incognito. That's all right. Hey, shalom to you, regardless, and shalom to everybody who's going to be watching at a later time. Maybe you're not going to be able to catch it today, but hey, shalom to you. Maybe you are enjoying your new moon. So hey, all praise to the Most High. And with that, like I said, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna jump into the mix of things and really start getting into it. But of course, y'all already know, before we do that, we got to get on this day in history, right? The article that we are going to be looking at today actually don't come from the 10th on the Gregorian calendar. It comes from the 9th day on the Gregorian calendar. And I just wanted to share what had actually happened yesterday, and especially for my brothers in Georgia, for all you people that live in Atlanta, for all my brothers, my sisters, out there in Georgia. If you didn't know about this, you gonna know today. All right. If you could, Baba Kasha, on this day in history, January 9th, 1961, on the Gregorian calendar, white mobs riot after the integration of University of Georgia. Shemaiah, if you could, Baba Kasha, go ahead and read that.
On January 9th, 1961, thousands of white people violently rioted because Charlene Hunter and Hamilton Holmes registered at the University of Georgia, becoming the university's first black students. Their enrollment came days after federal judge William Bottle ordered the university to admit them, ending a 2-year administrative and legal fight to integrate the school. When Mrs. Hunter and Mr. Holmes arrived to register for classes, they were met by nearly 100 white students opposing their admission. The crowd grew in the coming hours, and the opposition escalated into full-scale riots, involving nearly 2,000 white students, local residents, and Ku Klux Klan members. The rioters.
Why don't you tell us something about your father? Trying to get to know each other, Mr. Lowe. I was trying to get to know you, Mr. Dawson. I'm not the one on the debate.
The rioters set fire outside Mrs. Hunter's dormitory, hurled rocks inside, and yelled racist epithets. At least one student in the dormitory was injured by a flying object. After several hours, campus officers, city police, and local firefighters quelled the riot. In response to this violent white mob composed of many white students from the university, officials forced Mrs. Hunter and Mr. Holmes to withdraw from the university, and Georgia State Trooper escorted them home. White student leaders gloated at their victory, and one cited the University of Alabama's violent reaction to the enrollment of Atherine Lucy in 1956 as inspiration for their own demonstration.
All right, Con, we can stop right there. So again, you know, the hate, we learned this from the greatest hater on this earth, and that's Esau Edom. We learned hatred from the greatest hater that is on the face of the earth. God. And again, I'm going to bring these out every day that we do Wild Out Wednesday, just to show you how hateful and a spiteful person that these people are, because they gave up their birthright. They've hated us for centuries because they gave up their birthright. And so, with that being said, I do want to show this video because and you guys probably, I'm sure you've seen this movie. Hey, fair use. But I really thought that this was relevant to this particular article and just relevant to what we do as a whole in general anyway. Right? So let me just share this video. If y'all seen it, and I'm pretty sure the majority of you have. All right. This is a clip from the movie The Great Debaters. Let me know if y'all can hear this or not.
Wow, it's muted.
Your father.
There you go.
Tell us something about your father. Trying to get to know each other, Mr. Lowe. Trying to get to know you, Mr. Tolson. I'm not the one on the debate team. Are we not engaged in a debate right now? All right. I'll take the affirmative. Take the meanest, most restless nigger. Strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, female niggers, and nigger infants. Tar and feather him. Tie each leg to a horse facing in opposite direction, set him on fire, and beat both horses until they tear him apart in front of the male, female, and nigger infants. Bullwhip and beat the remaining nigger males within an inch of their life. Do not kill them, but put the fear of God in them, for they can be useful for future breeding. Anybody know who Willie Lynch was? Anybody? Raise your hand. No one? He was a vicious slave owner in the West Indies. The slave masters in the colony of Virginia were having trouble controlling their slaves, so they sent for Mr. Lynch to teach them his methods. The word lynching came from his last name. His methods were very simple, but they were diabolical. Keep the slave physically strong, but psychologically weak and dependent on the slave master. Keep the body, take the mind. I and every other professor on this campus are here to help you to find, take back, and keep your righteous mind.
Yo, that part right there, I and every other brother in this camp and in camps throughout this earth are trying to help our people free their righteous mind, to break free of the shackles that our oppressor has put on us. Yo, I love that monologue right there. Especially when he's going into the Willie Lynch letters, because we can see that all throughout our culture today with the athletes. They want to keep them physically strong. With us on our jobs, especially us that's in manual labor jobs, they want to keep us physically strong, but they want to keep us docile. They want us to be dependent on them. That has not changed. No part of that has changed for the 400 plus years that we have been over here, and that we have been under the ruler or been under the thumb of our oppressor. And so we gonna keep on doing what we do to free our people's righteous mind, to wake them up. Let me get the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. Let me get that, because that just popped up into my head. Romans 13 and 11.
It's the book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is nigh time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Right? It's time for our people to wake up out of sleep. That deep slumber, it's time for you to wake up out of it. It's time for you to stop trying to cleave to Esau. It's time for you to stop trying to save Esau. It's time for you to separate yourself and come back to these laws, these statutes, and these commandments that the Most High has given us. It's time to wake up. And with that, we are going to go ahead and jump into this lesson. Now, again, we are going to be talking about the new moon. All right. So this right here is how you say, well, in the chat, it's too late. I don't already put it up. So this is the 11th month. All right. Now, in the Hebrew, if you was to say month 11, this is how you would say it. Kadash Achad Asharah. All right. Kadash Achad Asharah. That's month 11, right? Now you see right here on the picture, we got the dark moon because that's what we observe. We observe the dark moon. And I'll go into real quick why we observe the dark moon. You know, it's other brothers who observe the full moon. It's other brothers who observe, you know, the first light. Some people want to call it the sliver moon. But we observe the dark moon. And no matter what you celebrate it on, give me Judges 5 and 11. No matter what you celebrate, whether you celebrate the full moon, whether you celebrate the first light, what brothers call the sliver moon, or whether you observe the dark moon, right? Read that, Judges 5 and 11.
This book of Judges, chapter 5 and verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
And that's all we're doing. We are only rehearsing the righteous acts of the Most High. Right? We don't know. Yahushua might come back and say, all of y'all are wrong. We don't know. But we're just rehearsing the righteous act. Give me Colossians 2 and 16.
This book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat or in drink or in respect of an holy day or of the new moon.
Hey, let no man judge you according to the new moon. You know, because again, we don't know. Hey, we may be wrong. Brothers who celebrate the new moon as the full moon, they may be wrong. We don't know. Right? So that's why you're not supposed to judge no man according to new moon. But you know what I'm happy for? You know what I'm proud about? If a brother is keeping the new moon, because we got cats out here that's not even celebrating it at all. And I'm not just talking about individuals who are not in the truth. I'm talking about there's people who claim to be in the truth that say we don't have to do it, keep the new moon.
Or Sabbath days.
What you say, Shemai?
Or Sabbath days.
Or Sabbath days. We got people in the truth that say that. So as long as you're trying to keep the new moon, as long as you're trying to keep the Most High's feast days, his holy days, hey, all praises. I'm not going to get down your throat and you're off, brother, you're wrong. You're not in the truth if you're not doing it this way. No, I'm not going to do all that. I'm glad to see my people trying to keep the feast of the Most High.
That's right.
Give me Revelation 3 and 11 real quick, Baba Kashah. Because at the end of the day, we're just rehearsing the righteous acts. The Yahushua is going to come back and he's going to put all things in order. He's going to come back and tell us what we're slipping, what we didn't have right. Yahushua is going to give us that. Right? Read that.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Hey, he said, what you have, hey, hold on to that. Right? Read that for me one more time, Baba Kashah.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Right? Hey, what you got, man, hold fast. He said, until Yahushua come back and he sets all things in order, yo, just take what you have. You see it this way, all praise to the Most High. I see it this way, all praise to the Most High. Right? That's why Yahushua is going to come back and set things in order. So they'll say, how you say you in the truth, but don't keep the new moon or high holy days. A lot of them are anti-camps and forsake assembly. Hey, that is a fact. That's a fact. And that, in fact, real quick, grab me because of what she said, grab the book of Hebrews 10 and 25. They forsake the assembling of themselves. That's the commandment. We was commanded to come together, to assemble. Right? Get that. Hebrews 10 and 20.
What?
10 and 25.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of others, of ourselves together, as the manner of some is.
Hey,
but
that's the manner of some. Some forsake it. Like the brothers who say, oh, we don't have to keep those. Hey, nah, brother, we in captivity. We don't have to keep the feast days. We're not in our land. We don't have to keep the feast days. You can't keep the feast days when you're not in your land. That's what they say. But you know why they say that? Is because they're carnal. And the carnal mind can't keep are not subject to the laws of the Most High. Paul told us that. Paul already said that, hey, that was going to happen. Brothers, hey, the bottom line is you just don't want to keep the feast days. You want to be wicked. And there was always a wicked nigga amongst the camp. Some wear fringes one day and then take them off. Big con. All right. They're playing Israelite. That's what they're doing. They're playing Israelite. It looks cool to them one day to do it. All right. So now, I already said that we are in the 11th month, and brothers want to jump in, go ahead, hop in at any time. Y'all already know how we do. And in the chat, of course, already know we like open conversations. All right, y'all know how we get down on why. All right, but now I want to point this out. Now, what's that top word say?
Shabbat.
Shabbat, right? All right, so this is the name of the 11th month. Shabbat. Now, this is how it looks in the Hebrew, right? We have the modern Hebrew, and then right underneath that, we have the Paleo Hebrew. So we have a Shah, a Bet, and a Tha. Or excuse Salakia, not a Tha, a Ta, right? A Shah, or a Shah, Ba, Ta. Now, the Ba and the Ta, they're actually connected. So you would just pronounce it Shabbat. Now, I wanted to point that out because the way that you actually would pronounce the Shabbat is Shabbat with the TH on the end of it. All right, so let me just share this screen here really quick to lock you. So I don't know, sometimes you guys may have noticed that when I say a Shar Shabbat in the chat, I always have a TH at the end of it. And this is the reason why right here. So let me go ahead and share this. All right. So this is Shabbat. All right. Again, you have the Shah, you have the Bayat, and then you have the Ta. Right. So you would pronounce that Shabbat. All right. And this is the 11th month in the post-exilic Jewish calendar corresponding to January or February, right? So now let's look at what Shabbat is. And so there's a difference in the way that you actually spell the two words. Let me bring up this other one here real quick. Screen down. All right. Can y'all see that? Oh, that's still the same thing. Why does it come up twice? Salakia. I don't know why that came up like that. Screen. 627. I think this one is the one that I want. Nope. Still the same one. Salagia. My bad. Yasha'Allah. Give me just 1 second. I don't know why I'm having technical difficulties here. All right, that's strong 7627. Okay, there it is. All right, so this is the Shabbat. It still keep doing it. Yo, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna close that one out. Screen there. All right, and so this is the Sabbath. All right, so you see it's spelled almost the same with the exception of that last character at the end. So in the name of the 11th month, you had a ta at the end. At the end of this one, you have a tha at the end, right? So you got two different characters, right? This one is actually pronounced Shabbat, right? So real quick, I'll just let you hear it.
Strong's H7676. Shabbath. Shabbath.
Right. So it has that TH sound at the end of it. So again, just real quick, going back to the slide. So the name of the 11th month is actually Shabbat, or you will hear the Jewish people say Shavat. And you'll see like the characters underneath the bayat there, which would help you say the vowel points. So those characters underneath the letters are vowel points, but we would pronounce that Shabbat, and then the regular 7th-day Sabbath is Shabbat. All right. So moving on.
Salaki.
Yup. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, anybody that's on the chat, whoever's active on the chat, drop the scripture where you can find the 11th month in the chat. Well, go ahead, Adawan. Salakia.
No, that's good. And so, why the new moon? Why do we celebrate the new moon? All right. So real quick, let's go to Genesis 1:14. Let's start there. All right. Why do we celebrate the new moon? Why do we keep the new moon? And look, I'm going to tell you right now, this is all praise to the Most High. Sister L is on it, right? This is the reason. Oh, well, this is really, it's a bunch of things that separate us from the whatchamacallits. But they don't keep new moons. They don't celebrate new moons. If you look at their holy day calendar, new moons are not a part of that. Another, add that to the list of why they are not the people. Whatchamacallits don't celebrate new moons, right? Only the remnant is celebrating and keeping the new moons. Why do we keep the new moon? Let's read that. Genesis 1:14.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 14. And Yahweh said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
Right? He said, let them be for signs and for seasons. So you guys can do this on your own time, but when you look up the word for seasons, all praise to the Most High. Officer Kadar Aharon coming through with it. When you look up the word seasons in the Strongs, that's going to be Strong's 84150, right? And again, of course, guys, I want you to do your own research as well too. Look these things up, look into it. Don't just take my word for it. Don't just take anybody's word for it. You got to study to show yourself approved, right? But the scriptures does say, how can one learn without a teacher, right? So that being said, Genesis 1:14, he put them in the sky for, read that one more time, Baba Kashah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years.
And for seasons, right? Salakia, for signs and for seasons. So again, that word seasons is Strong's H4150, and it is Moed or Moedim. Some pronounce it that way as well too. And what does that mean? It means appointed place, appointed time, or it means meeting. It means sacred season. It means set feast, or it means appointed season. Right. So of course, we read it in the King James, and we just see seasons. Then we think, oh, winter, spring, summer, and fall. Right. Yeah, winter, spring, summer, and fall. But what does the word in this context mean when he said that he put it in the sky for seasons, for their seasons? It's their appointed time, right? It's the meeting. It's the we use the new moon to what? What do we use the new moon for? It's not just a day that we celebrate, right? But what else do we use the new moon for? In the chat, what else do we use the new moon for? All right, moving on. Okay, so why the new moon? So, all right, so we read in Genesis, right, that they are for appointed times, they're for seasons, they're for the sacred feast, right? World without end, say signs. All right,
something else
but
too.
right, it's also something else. So yeah, we use them for signs, but that's how we know when our feast days are kept, right? Because when you go through the feast days, it'll tell you in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, then on the 10th day of the month, then on the 15th day of the month, right? So that new moon we use to be able to align ourselves to make sure that we are keeping the feast at its appointed time, right? Oh, it's the Lakia.
Wow.
Con. Sister L said we use the new moon to let us know the beginning of the year ain't January 1st. That's a fact. It's a fact. Right? You know, our new year don't start. Our new year don't start until March, April, right? When life is starting to come back onto the earth, right? When things are becoming new, not when things are still dead and we're in the middle of winter. Man, it's been storming like crazy up out here, but they want to say that this is the new year. How, Sway?
How, Sway?
But let's get that. Somebody grab Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach, chapter 4 or 43, Salakia.
Sorry, verse 6.
Khan.
Here's the book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world.
Come on.
From the moon is the sign of feast, a light.
The moon is the sign of feast, right? Again, so we use the new moon to be able to tell us when our feast days are coming. All right. So in the first month, right? How many days after that do we keep Passover? First month.
Drop it in the chat.
Right? Mine already said it.
Ain't nobody hear that though.
They ain't heard it.
I know Sister L
Well,
gonna
how many days after the new moon in the first month do we keep Passover? Right, boys, read that verse one more time.
Okay. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection.
Right, Khan. So the moon is the sign of feast, right? So in the new moon is the start of our month. La, not 10.
Sister L said she gonna let somebody else get it.
Let's go.
Hey, Sister L, hey, if you beat these brothers to the punch, hey, brothers need to get on their toes.
Yeah.
Dude. But hey, Kadash hit it. Well, on the 14th day at even, right? On the 15th day, right? Khan. All praise to the Most High.
Khan.
Right. So the moon is a sign of feast. It's one more time, boys.
Khan. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection.
All right. So when the moon is perfect, obviously it's going to be full. It's going to be full of light. Right. That's when the moon is perfect. Now, Sirach just said that she decreases in her perfection. So it goes from full to and I don't know the moon phases. I don't know the names of them, so y'all can look those up. But it goes from full to dark, right? And then from dark to full. Those are the moon cycles, right? Sirach just said she decreases in her perfection. So when she's perfect, it's a full moon. Read on.
Khan. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing.
Right, and that's the point right there. It says the month is called after her name, increasing. So when that month begins, right, when the month begins, the moon is increasing, which means that it is, so perfect moon is dark. Hint, hint. Don't, Sister L, I might be slow. You said so perfect moon is dark. Is that a question? So that answer would be la'a, because it increases in her perfection. Right? So when it's full, the moon decreases in her perfection. So when she's full, if she's decreasing from her perfections, when black ain't bad. Khan. That's right. When the moon is perfect, she's decreasing in her perfection. When she's increasing in her, read that one more time, boys. Slakia.
From the moon is the light. Slakia. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing.
So at the start of the month, at the beginning of the month, the moon goes and starts increasing in her changing. She starts to increase in her perfection. So if she's increasing in perfection, that means she has to start when she's dark, if she increases in her perfection, because we see that when she's full, she decreases in her perfection. So that's why we observe the dark moon as the new moon. Now that's how we see the scriptures. Other brothers don't see it that way, but like I said, to start everything off, hey, all praise to the Most High, that brothers are trying to keep a new moon. You know, that's what matters. Let's get Psalms 81 and give me verse 3.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 81 and verse 3. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed on our solemn feast day.
Right? The new moon is a feast day. Salakia. The new moon is a feast day. We're supposed to blow up the trumpet. Right? We're supposed to be feasting. We're supposed to eat. We're supposed to drink. We're supposed to be merry. We're supposed to gather together. Right? Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves. This is a feast day for us. Right? It's supposed to be a time when we get together with brothers and sisters and we have a good time. Right? Of course, in the Most High. We put the Most High first in everything that we do. You know, we go into some scripture, we break down some scripture, and we have a good time. And again, the whatchamacallits, they do not keep a new moon. They don't observe a new moon at all. But there's really truly a debate about who the people are. It's only a remnant that's going to be keeping the laws of the Most High. It's only a remnant. So all praises again to everybody that does keep the new moon. Let's get Isaiah 66 and 23.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 23.
Slack it, real quick. Shema, was there any more on that?
Yeah, verse 4. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the God of Jacob.
Right? This is a law. It's a statute for Israel. We are supposed to keep the new moon. We're supposed to honor the new moon because it's a law. So in fact, give me Zephaniah 2:1 real quick. Boys, go ahead and read that Isaiah 66 and 23.
Okay, it's the book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord.
Right? So for one new moon to another, and one Sabbath to another, we're all supposed to, and this is happening in the kingdom. We're still going to be observing these things. The laws don't change. The laws don't pass away. Yahushua said that. The laws, he said, I did not come to do away with or abolish the law. Yo, we got the short on. Go watch our short where the brothers in on class talking about that. Check out the classes. That's Sabbath morning brew. Get fed. But no part of the law is done away with. Right? Shema, read what you got.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
We're supposed to be gathering together on these solemn feast days. We're supposed to be gathering together. That's a commandment. These are set apart feast days. Convocations. Again, when you go into the blue letter and you look up convocation, convocation means a gathering. Hebrews said, do not forsake the assembling of yourselves. What's the assembling? The assembling is the gathering. When we come together, when we come together on the Shabbat, when we come together for the Most High's feast days for Passover, which is coming up real quick. I hope y'all putting y'all plans in, already getting together, getting y'all garments together so y'all can step up in that thing fresh to death. Right? But we got the Passover coming up. We got another feast that's approaching. We got Purim coming up. We got the Feast of Nicanor coming up. You know, I think I talked about I went into a last class that these feasts aren't in the book of Leviticus, but we can find those feasts like Purim. We can find Purim in the book of Esther. Right? We can find Nicanor in the Maccabees. Even dedication. Dedication isn't in the Leviticus, but we observe dedication as well too. All right. So now the Bible it speaks about the 11th month in two places. Officer Kadar Haran already, and also Sister L, already said Zechariah 1 and 7, right? That's where we get the name from, but we also see it in Deuteronomy 1 and 3, right? Real quick, somebody grab Zechariah 1 and 7. I'll let you guys read the other one on your own, the Deuteronomy 1 and 3.
There's the book of Zechariah. Or you got it, Shemaiah?
No, I was getting Deuteronomy.
Okay. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and verse 7. Upon the 24th day of the 11th month, which is Sabbat, in the second year of Darius, came the word of the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, and the son of Edo, the prophet, saying.
Right. So that's where we find the name of the 11th month. All right, there. And again, you can read about it in Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 3. All right, but we're going to move on and we're going to get into the rest of this class. So again, I just lost my train of thought, but we're going to go ahead and get into the rest of this class. Wormwood, the destroyer. And so the reason why I bring this out now, and last week we talked about the two prophets, right? We talked about really the prophets are on the earth right now. and prophets are doing what prophets do, right? Prophesying. What are we prophesying? We're prophesying the word of the Most High God, right? We're going out, we're giving a prophecy to our people, hey, telling them, hey, repent. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Repent. Turn away from your wicked ways. Come back to these law, statutes, and commandments. And we're giving the judgment to these other nations, right? And like I brought out last week, the word of the Most High is like fire. It is burning the other nations up. They don't want to hear it. They don't. No, you niggas, y'all are not the people, and y'all are a cult, and this, that, and the third, right? But the prophets are back, and so we're going to talk about wormwood because there's a lot of stuff in the news going on right now discussing wormwood. There's a lot of evangelical pastors. I'm not going to say our people, not our people that's in the church. Our people don't go near this stuff. Our people only want to preach and teach on prosperity. That's it. Our people only want to talk about things that make you feel good, things that make you want to scream and shout. That's the only thing that our people will talk about. But now you get these people of the other nations. These people of the other nations, they love to go into prophecy. And we're going to look at one of them. Now, wormwood, in fact, let's get it real quick. And let's read it first. Give me Revelation 8, and I want to say it's verse 10. So y'all see right here, this is the comment. So if y'all haven't heard, or if y'all not on my TikTok, where I kind of went into it a little bit on the TikTok. Is that TikTok? I think it was TikTok. I can't remember. But anyway, NASA done seen, and in fact, they spotted this comet, this asteroid back in like 2004. And the trajectory of these asteroids, they pretty much stay on the same path, right? Like, have y'all ever heard of Halley's Comet? Who knows what Halley's Comet is? In the chat, do y'all know what Halley's Comet is?
Heard of it.
So these asteroids, for the most part, they keep the same trajectory. Now, this one that they discovered back in 2004, and apparently it's a massive comet, right? Not only is it really massive, but they've given it a name. Well, like they name damn near everything. They always give it some stupid names or something, but they've given it a name. And so, like when you look at the movies that they come out with, like Armageddon, what was Armageddon about? Armageddon was about a big old asteroid that's supposed to be that's going to crash into the earth, right? Esau is always making movies like this. And the reason why Esau is always making movies like this is because they actually believe that there's going to be a comet that's going to crash into the earth and that's going to kill all mankind. Which is why they dig their bunkers. They got all these underground bunkers. They got all these societies that's going underneath the earth, or they got grocery stores underneath the earth in the rocks, right? Because they actually believe that there's going to be a comet that's going to crash into the earth. And it's not just Armageddon. They got tons of movies like this where they're depicting the end of days, like they like to call it, right? But we're going to actually look into this tonight and see, are we in trouble for an asteroid coming and smacking into the earth and wiping out all life? Right? Read that in Revelation.
It's the book of you got it. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 8, verse 11. And the name of the star is called wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. And many men died of the waters because they were made bitter.
Salakia, read verse 9.
9?
Come on, you was at 10?
That was 11.
Oh, that was 11. Read verse 10.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 8 and verse 10. And the third angel sounded, And there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and
All
upon the
right,
fountain.
so Salakia, so who wrote the book of Revelation? In the
John.
chat, who wrote the book of Revelation? And where was it wrote at? Where was it written at? Who wrote the book of Revelation and where was it written? And now, Khan, all praise. I think we talked about that last week too.
It's but which John though?
Which John? Yaquab Israel. Which John? Which John? Oh, yo, I'm got some information for y'all too in regards to John. What was John called? So which John was it, and what was he called? Hey, Shalom, Don Israel. Shalom. Oh, and Salakia. Bazaya, I met your homeboy last night that worked with you. I forget his name though. All right, not the Baptist.
Don Israel got it.
Khan.
There we go.
John the Revelator. John. Okay, you're saying what he was called. He was called John the Revelator. John the Revelator of the Isle of Patmos. All right, Khan. But what did he call himself as far as it pertained to Christ? I'm looking for something specific. I might not be giving good enough hints of the answer that I'm looking for. And you know that he only says it in the book that he wrote. It's not said about him no place else. Matthew don't say it, Mark don't say it, Luke don't say it. It's only in the Gospel of John that we can see it written. The disciple who fill in the blank. What is said about John? That the disciple who blank blank. Got two blanks there. Fill that in. And again, it's only found in his book. It's not found in any of the other three. Christ love. Khan, all praises to the Most High. That boy Kadash is studying. All right. So getting back to it. So this comment. So it was again originally spotted in the year 2004. So just recently, they said that it is on a collision course with the Earth. Now, NASA tried to come through and they tried to clean it up and try to say, oh, it's not actually going to hit the Earth. It's going to come within, maybe like 20,000 feet of the Earth, but it's not going to hit the Earth. So they're going and they're trying to clean it up. But we have evangelicals that's going out and saying that this is wormwood. And they're making prophecies about it. Right? They're giving prophecies about it. All right. So we already got that. Who wrote the book of Revelation? So this is the Apostle John. Now, this picture right here is a painting that was done to him. Does that look like a Edomite to you? La. That does not look like no Edomite. Right? And this is Salakia. That's another one of them. Let me go back though. All right. Hey, Shemai, can you read that at the bottom of it?
Painting of John the Revelator, Kirka, 14th century Byzantine Museum of the Archdiocese of Medellin.
Right. That I don't really know how to pronounce that last one myself, but the other one is Archdiocese. Right. So this is in the Byzantine Museum. All right. And again, that don't look like no Edomite. All right. He ain't that dark of a brother, but you can definitely tell that it ain't no Edomite. All right. And this is the actual painting from the 14th century. Now, this right here. So again, looking at who wrote the book. So one, the Apostle John, right? He wrote the book of Revelation in the Isle or at the Isle of Patmos, where he had been banished. Now, John was one of the three that was in Christ's inner circle. Who are the other two? Who were the other two disciples that was in Christ's inner circle? So we know that Christ had 12 disciples, but it was three that was always with him. So who are those three? John was one of them, right? He was called the one that Christ loved. Well, Peter is one, but it's not Paul.
Yeah, because Paul would have been after.
He had already been crucified.
He already been so
right. So it's John, Peter, and James. Right? Those were the three that were in Christ's inner circle. Now, John was the brother of James, right? And those two were called the sons of thunder. Now that gives you a kind of idea that, neither one of these brothers was soft.
Right.
One soft brothers. In fact, John had said to Yahushua, hey, can we just call down fire on them?
Mm-hmm.
Right? He wanted to burn everybody up. These were not no soft brothers. Right? Now, John could have been Christ's cousin. And we're going to see why I say he could have been Christ's cousin. Yaquab. They the ones that was up with him when he was transfigured. Right? These were the inner circle. Right? Those brothers. So now also, side note, who were the two that went racing off to see the tomb after Yahushua had risen? Let's see, who's studying? Who is in these scriptures? Who are the two that raced off to the tomb after the women came back and said Christ was not in the tomb? All right, let y'all put that in the chat. So again, John is possibly the cousin of Christ, and he was banished to the island of Patmos, and that was around 96 AD. All right. Who got it? Who got it in the chat? Who are the two that ran off to see? Man, don't Google it either. If you don't know that, I don't know. Don't Google the answer.
You know they Googling it.
Right, they Googling right now. Them fingers is typing.
Hey man, if you get the answer though and put it in the chat, I'll accept it. You know what I'm saying?
Look, them fingers is fast at work.
Right.
In that chat. All right. So let's move on. So, all right. So was John Christ's cousin? All right. And this is why we say that Christ or John possibly was Christ's cousin, because of who his mother was. Right? Said, Salakia, I've been tired of Esau whooping my ass. I heard you called on me. Oh, yeah. Hey, it's all good, King. It's all good. I was saying I met one of the brothers that you work with. I can't even remember the brother name. Now, I met the brother last night. He worked up at the Chase Center. I asked him if he knew you. He was like, yeah. With the dreads, I was like, yeah, I can't remember that brother's name, though. But I think he worked in the day shift. So Yaquab said, I got married. All right, La. Oh, Maurice. Yeah, Khan. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I met that brother last night. So Yaquab said, I got married. La. So Mary was one of the ones that went back and told the disciples that he was risen. But the two that ran off to go see was John and Peter. John and Peter ran off to go see the tomb. So the question was, who were the two disciples that ran to the tomb after Christ had risen? Right? Who were the two disciples that ran off to see the tomb after Christ had risen? And bonus question: out of the two, who beat who there to the tomb? Out of the two that ran off, out of the two disciples that ran to go see the tomb after the women came and said Christ wasn't there, who beat who? Who was fastest? All right, so let's get back to this while y'all get on y'all Google. So Christ's cousin. So first of all, John was the son of Zebedee and Salome or Salome. That's in John. All right, Con, that's a good guess because it was John. So John had faster wheels than Peter. So now John again was the son of Zebedee and Salome. All right, go get Matthew 27 and 56.
Okay. This book of Matthew, chapter 27 and verse 56. Among which was Mary Magdalene, and Mary, the mother of James, and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's children.
It said, and the mother of Zebedee's children, but no name is given there, right? About who the mother of Zebedee's children were. In fact, read 55.
Okay. Verse 55. And many women were there beholding afar off, which followed Yahushua from Galilee, ministering unto him. Among which was Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James.
Read 54. Stalak, my fault. Let me turn there real quick. Read 54.
Kind of one. Verse 54. Now when the centurion and they that were with him watching Yahushua saw the earthquake and those things that were done, they feared greatly, saying, truly, this is the Son of Yahweh.
All right, so that's the point right there. So Christ is on the cross, right? He's been crucified. So now at the cross are these women. Now in this account, and this is why we got the 4 different gospels, because in each one of the gospels we get a little bit more information. It's different point of views from who's telling the story. Now a lot of people, or some skeptics or scoffers, they try to say that, see, your Bible is corrupt because it says this here, but over here it says this. That's a contradiction. No, it's not a contradiction. What you have is different men giving the same account of a story from their perspective of the story. There's no contradiction. A contradiction would be, oh, Christ was on the cross and they stabbed him in the side, but he was already dead. A contradiction to that would be, Christ was on the cross, and to make sure he was dead, they broke his legs. That's the contradiction. Because in one account, it's saying that he was stabbed. In the other account, it said that they broke his knees or broke his legs. That would be a contradiction. To say that, Christ was on the cross and he died in one account, and then in another account, Christ was on the cross and they pierced him in his rib and he died, there's no contradiction, because in both, he died.
Right.
One person is just giving a little bit more information to the story than the other.
Yeah.
Right? So here it is in Matthew. Read verse 56 one more time. So these are the women that's at the cross. Right? Read that.
Okay. Among which was Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James, and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's children.
And the mother of Zebedee's children. So the mother of Zebedee's children would be who? Would be Zebedee's children would be John and James. So John and James' mother was there at the cross. All right. That's fact number one. Go to Mark 15 and 40. We're going to read the same account.
All right. It's the book of Mark, chapter 15 and verse 40. There were also women looking afar off, among whom was Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, the less.
Come on.
The less and of Joseph and Salome.
Right. And so now we have a name given in Mark that was not given in Matthew. So this is talking about the same account. In fact, get Mark 15 and 39.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 15 and verse.
Account.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 15 and 39. And when the centurion which stood over against him saw that he so cried out and gave up the ghost, he said, truly this man was the Son of God.
Right? This is the same account now. This is the same account that was given in Matthew, but now we got a little bit more details. So in Matthew, it just said the sister. Right? In fact, Boaz, read that one more time for me, Balkashai. Matthew 27 and 56.
God. Among which was Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's children.
Right? So here we're just told it's the mother of Zebedee's children. Right? The account of Mark. Just the mother of Zebedee's children was there. Shemaiah, read what you got one more time.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 15 and verse 40. There were also women looking on afar off, among whom was Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, the less, and of Joseph and Salome.
Right? So now, the same women are mentioned in both accounts, but in one account, in Matthew's account, it just says the mother of Zebedee's children. In Mark's account, it gives her name. Right? Now, let's get John 19 and 25.
It's the book of John, chapter 19 and verse 25. Now there stood by the cross of Yahushua, his mother, and his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Cleophas, and Mary Magdalene.
Right? So now again, so who's standing by Mary? Right? It gives the same two names that we get in both accounts. We got the same women in the book of Matthew, the same women in the book of Mark, and the same women in the book of John. The only difference is in Matthew, it calls her Zebedee's children. In Mark, it calls her by name. And then in John, it calls her Mary's sister. Now, again, I'm not going to just go out and say that John was Yahushua's cousin, but based on these three witnesses, you can deduce that from the scriptures based on these three different accounts, right? And then also, Yahushua, even when he was on the cross, what did he do? He told John to take care of his mother. Now, it would make sense that John is his blood cousin, or that John was his blood cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling his cousin to watch over his mother, because John was there also. John was present when Christ was on the cross, right? But that's just a little side note to give you a little bit more information about John the Revelator, right? He was the one that it said Christ loved. He was possibly Yahushua's cousin, and he was on the inner circle. He was part of the inner circle that was with Yahushua. All right. So let's get there. Let's go back to Revelation 8 and 10. So now we got a little bit of background on who John was. And again, yo, do your own studies, right? Get into the book. Hey, go to the different accounts. Study to show yourself approved.
That's right.
All right. So Revelation 8 and 10. Let's read that one more time.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 8 and verse 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it was a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood.
All right, it said the name of the star is called Wormwood. Okay, now wormwood, when you go into the scriptures, wormwood means bitterness, or it can mean poison.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The account says that a star fell from heaven. And this star that fell from heaven, it landed on the waters. All right. So now again, you've got all of these evangelicals who are coming out with their prophecies, who got a little bit. And you know the crazy thing about these prophecies is they always give themselves a way out. Do y'all know who Perry Stone is? Who in the chat has ever heard of Perry Stone? Hey, Shemai, you ever heard of Perry Stone? He down there in your part of the woods.
In Texas?
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't never heard of him.
All right, so Perry Stone, and he's supposedly this great evangelical, prophet. He prophesied about 9/11. He prophesied about this was going to happen, about that was going to happen. And it always comes true. But I was trying to find where there was a video about him prophesying when Hillary Clinton was running for president against Donald Trump. And I couldn't find it. And I'm still going to keep on looking. But I swear in that prophecy, he prophesied that Hillary Clinton was going to win.
That's probably why he took it. Why you can't find it.
That's exactly. Because I've been looking all over for the place for that. And I'm going to keep on looking because I know he did a prophecy about the election. And the reason why I remember is because he brought up Ahab and Jezebel. And he brought up how Ahab was the king, but Jezebel was the one that was running things. And basically, he was saying that Hillary Clinton was Jezebel. And Bill Clinton was Ahab.
Oh, snap.
And that they lived in a White House. All kind of foolishness. But I'm going to keep on looking for that bogus prophecy, that prophet lie, not prophecy, that prophet lie.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But what they end up doing is they always give themselves a way out. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share this video here. I'm going to let you guys watch this. We're not going to watch all of it, but we're going to get a good part of it. There we go. All right.
NASA scientists predict a giant asteroid will enter Earth's atmosphere in 2029. Could this be the Revelation 8 Wormwood prophecy?
All right, so real quick. So this asteroid, again, is due to come into the atmosphere, into Earth's atmosphere in 2029. I want to say April the 13th. Go figure. How you can't make this stuff up. April the 13th, which is a Friday. That's a Friday. The 13th of in April is a Friday. So April the 13th this asteroid is supposed to come into Earth's atmosphere. And now the asteroid is supposed to come closer to the Earth than the orbits, than the satellites. The satellites orbit the Earth at 20,000 feet. This asteroid is supposed to come within 18,000 feet. They've been saying that it's going to come so close that it's going to be visible to the naked eye. They're saying that the Earth's gravitational pull is going to pull this asteroid into the Earth, and that is not going to hit in 2029, but because of the gravitational pull of the Earth, that it's going to pull it in so close that on its next approach, it is going to hit the Earth. And so you got all kind of NASA scientists trying to come out and say, oh, well, you know, we're good. It's not going to hit. It's not going to come close to hitting the Earth until I want to say they said maybe like 2070 something. But anyway.
Guest has important information, natural and supernatural, to explain what might be a massive cover-up of end-time proportions. Interested?
Y'all see all Jake in that crowd?
I was just about to say something. It's too much color in that damn audience.
Right? Bunch of Jake up in there listening to these Edomites.
I'll tell you what, I've been so looking forward to this specific interview, and I'll tell you why. Because 40 years ago, this gentleman, Tom Horn, died. And he was given sealed instructions to be released at a future date. Is there a biblical precedence for this sealed instructions?
There actually is, yeah. Job 33, the Lord speaks once, yea, twice, but man perceives it not. In the nighttime, in a dream, in slumbering upon the bed, then God seals the instructions of the righteous within them to withdraw man from his purpose and to hide pride from man.
I've interviewed many that get these sealed instructions to be released at a specific time. And the thing that intrigues me so much about Tom Horn is the fact we've had him on our show before, and we had the high privilege of being the first to release the first of his sealed instructions. It had to do with a pope resigning. Briefly, what was that?
Yeah, so in 2010.
So supposedly he gave a prophecy about the Pope retiring, and popes don't retire, they die. And then that's when they appoint the new Pope. So this Edomite is going to talk about he prophesied this and, all this other bogusness. Anyway, I just want to hurry up and get to where they're talking about wormwood. Let me see. I think it's right here.
Dragon, deep up in space, experience I've ever personally had, which kind of conflicts with me because you know me, Sid. I like to be positive. I like to talk about positive things. I like to be filled with hope. So approximately 1 year ago now, went to bed, same scenario, 2 a.m. in the morning, and all of a sudden I woke up into this panoramic almost like a film that's playing out in front of me, and I'm in the middle of it. And what I first thought I was looking at was a giant fiery dragon, deep up in space, moving, undulating like a serpent, racing towards the earth. Then suddenly my point of view changed, and now I was up above the object, and I could see that it was not a fiery dragon, but rather it was a giant space rock, an asteroid. And the way it was turning as it was moving through the space and the light of the sun was glistening off of the elements of the stone. It only gave it the appearance that it was moving back and forth. Now, all of a sudden, I'm back on Earth again. And now I am surrounded by literally tens of thousands of people, and we are on a mountain, and we are running for our lives, and people everywhere.
All right, does anybody have a precept where in another nation gets a prophecy from the Most High? Is that even biblical? And the chat, let me know, because I don't profess to know everything. Is there anywhere in the Bible where I can read of another nation receiving a prophecy from the Most High? All right, so the first thing that I even want to say about this, the first thing that I really want to say about this is, first of all, Christianity itself, right? And this is we talk about Christianity all the time, but Christianity really is not our people, right? It was given to us by our oppressors. Our oppressors gave us Christianity. Psalms 50 and 16, right? In fact, get Psalm 147 and 19 and 20 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually give me so I got a whole bunch of precepts here. I want to get Amos 8 and give me start at verse 7 first. Because why is this Edomite trying to tell us about what the Bible says? And that precept, I mean, really is perfect. Let's get that one while we at it too. Give me that Psalms 147 and 19.
You want that first? Psalms 147.
Give me Amos. Give me the Amos. Give me Amos.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Hey, the Most High ain't gonna do nothing, but he's going to reveal what he's going to do to his prophets. Right? Who are his prophets? Are they are his prophets Edomites or any of these other nations? La'ah. So why are we listening to these people when they come and they tell us all of these bogus stories talking about, oh, I had a vision, or I seen this happening? The Most High ain't talking to none of these people. He gonna give that Job precept, but you don't have no putting your hand on our book. That's number one. Why are you touching our book? And this is why our people are so lost today. This is why people are so confused today. Because they've given our people nothing but lies. They've taught our people a doctrine that's made up. You can't read what they talk about on the paper. You cannot. Read Psalms 147 and 19, Baba Kashar.
Khan, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 147 and verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as far as his judgments, they have not known them.
He ain't dealt with nobody else. He shows his statute, his word, his judgments to the nation of Israel. That dude don't look like no Israelite to me.
Mm-mm.
And I like the precept that Nadiyah just pulled also. I mean, and that goes back to even when we was looking at those first pictures of, John the Revelator. But why is this Edomite sitting up here trying to tell us about what Revelation says? And the crazy thing about it again is there's a bunch of Jake in the audience just listening.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest problems that I have in dealing with some of my family is trying to educate them about what the Bible actually says. And I've had some of my own family members say to me, "Oh, come on, you don't know more than this pastor. You didn't graduate from seminary." Yahweh Shai said a prophet will have honor except for in his own house. He said, paraphrasing, a prophet is without honor in his own house. And so a lot of times, you're trying to tell your family members, you're trying to teach your family members, but your family members ain't hearing you, they're not listening to you. Right? Hey, well, Yahweh already said what it was going to be. They'd rather listen to this white man and listen to the concocted stories of a flying dragon that's on his way to the earth. Oh no, it's a comet. Because now they gotta try to make it make sense. All right, that's a great precept. Read that. Let's get that. And that word without end just pull.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29 and verse 29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever.
Right? Hey, the secret things belong to the Most High. Right? They belong to the Most High, and that's why it says, hey, it's the glory of God to conceal a thing, and it's the glory of man to search it out. But now we've got these Edomites that got their hand on our book, and granted, they've had our book for centuries, and they've done a lot of the legwork for us. But when it comes to understanding these prophecies and understanding the deeper mysteries of this book, they're not going to be able to do it. In fact, and when you finish reading that Psalms 147 verse at the end of verse 20, it says, "Praise ye Yahweh." Praise ye the Lord. Hey, give the Most High praise for that, because he hasn't dealt with none of these other nations. Mark 6 and 4, no honor in his own house. Khan, the water, Sister L. Let's grab that. Get that. Mark chapter 6 and verse 4. And when you wonder why your brother don't want to listen to you, why your sister don't want to listen to you, why they'd rather continue, they'd rather listen to fairy tales and believe fairy tales about dragons flying through the air, about there's a war going on in heaven and the Most High just sitting back watching the war, watching his little bad kids fight. I remember back in the day, my mama used to be on that. She'd be like, "Oh, y'all want to fight? Fight." And she let us chunk them. The Most High was just sitting back there like that with the angels, watching the angels fight. Oh, y'all want to fight? Go ahead, fight. Come on, man, that don't make no sense. But y'all let this Edomite tell you about what our book says, about what our forefathers wrote. They think that they can break it down. And so now that's why we got people trying to build bunkers, underground bunkers, and they're going into the mountains because they actually fear a meteor coming crashing into the earth. Let's read that. Mark 6 and 4.
It's the book of Mark, chapter 6 and verse 4. But Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin and in his own house.
Hey, in your own house, they gonna look at you crazy the most. I remember I tried to break something down to my brother one time. Tried to go over something with him. Man, they don't want to listen to nothing I say. Oh, you don't know the Bible. He don't know what he's talking about. He didn't go to school for that. He didn't go to seminary. He don't got a seminary degree. Right? Sometimes, hey, you just gotta let your works show. Forget trying to convince them. Hey, if the Most High go bring them in, the Most High bring them in. But stop hitting your head up against a wall, trying to convince them, trying to get them to come in. If they do, all praises. Right? Get that Psalms 50 and 16 real quick. Because Bazar had pulled that precept also.
All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 15, verse 16. But unto the wicked, Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
He said, unto the wicked, what do you have to do to declare my statutes? Why are you picking up my book? Why are you picking up these prophecies? Why are you trying to declare what thus saith the Most High? Said that to the wicked. Who's the wicked? Who's the wicked on this earth? Right? People, when we deal with people, a lot of times they try to say, oh, yeah, that it's Satan, it's the devil. Well, who's the devil? Right? The Bible actually describes who the wicked, or tells us who the wicked is. Right? Get Job 9:24 first, and then we're gonna get Malachi 1:4.
I'll get Malachi.
It's the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked is in control of things right now. The wicked is running things right now. And he said he covers the face of the judges. That goes back to the Nadiab's precept in First Maccabees, and laid open the book of the law when the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Right? He covers the faces of the judges. Right? They done went, what is it called? Iconoclasm, where they done went and repainted our images. Right? Who's supposed to be the judges of the earth? Israel. But hey, our faces have been covered. The wicked did this. Right? This wicked nation did that. Now, get that in Malachi.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. And the people
they called Esau the border of wickedness, meaning all wickedness begins with them. They are the border of wickedness. Read on.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
It said the people, the Edomites. Esau, Edom is the border of wickedness. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is that? That is Esau, Edom. That is the Edomites. They are the border of wickedness. Everywhere they go, they bring death and destruction. Everywhere they've been, they've brought death and destruction. Let's get Sister L's precept. Titus 3:9-11.
It's the book of Titus, chapter 3, verse 9. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and striving about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is a heretic after the first and second abomination reject.
Right? And that's going into, the family members. Hey, if they don't want to listen, and sometimes they do ask some stupid questions. They will say some stupid stuff. Man, after you tried to tell them twice, hey, you got to shake the dust off your feet. Hey, Sister L is on it. Hey, you done told them you done wash your hands, you done cleanse your hands.
Yeah, the blood is off your hands.
Come on. Maybe the Most High just ain't dealing with them right at that time. Maybe he's going to bring them in later, but the blood is off your hand. Maybe he not going to bring them in at all. I mean, for real, I really feel that way about one of my brothers. He loves the Edomites. Sometimes I question, are we the same blood? I'm keeping it 100.
Nah, I feel you.
Right? Hey, you gotta shake the dust off your feet. Hey, I tried to tell him, he ain't listen. Keep it moving.
Sometimes it's like it.
Go ahead.
Sometimes it be like that though, where it's like, you be questioning certain things, like, we got the same parents or something like that. Was there a misbehave, a mix-up or something going on? Because something's not adding up. It just don't seem right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's just all that's in the Most High's doing for real. You know, whatever he got somebody, whatever somebody's walk is that they going through, that's what they got to go through to get closer to the Most High.
Kind. And so, you know, I pulled up these pictures right here because and y'all see this. This is Northern and Southern Kingdom preachers. You see Issachar up there with the cross around his neck. You know, Issachar for the most part they be into Catholicism, right? And then you got Judah's dumb self. But the one that I really like, and out around all y'all, you know, did the class on Jake's Snaky Jake, right? But this one right here, y'all know who that is, right?
Yeah,
bro, slack you.
Yep.
He got the saliva on his cheek, like right there on his face, though. Like, come on,
right?
Ain't no way I'd have let him do that to me.
My man, you can see in his face, his face looked like, why did I do this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he know once impact happened, he was like, I can't believe I did this. That's why his mouth looked like that. He like, I can't believe myself right now.
Hey, wasn't Mike Todd the one that was talking about the stripping for Jesus? Or
yeah, it was his church. Yeah,
that was his church.
Was it him?
I don't think it was him, but I know it was in his church.
I know what you're talking about, because I think I got the video of that, and I'm like,
yeah. In fact, boys, I think you sent it to me. You got it? Can you bring it up? Can you pull it up?
Oh man, you caught out of why? Yeah, give me a minute. Go ahead and continue. I'm gonna get it,
because this is what's happening with our people, right? They're keeping our people blind, and that's why I really want to highlight this picture right here, because he's covering his eyes. He's keeping him blind. He can't see. And what happens when the blind lead the blind?
Both gonna fall into a ditch.
They both gonna fall into a ditch. Right? They both go fall into a ditch. Let's get the book of Isaiah, chapter 29. Give me verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, has he covered.
Right? Hey, the Most High, and this is why our people are following after these Edomites, right? Because we got teachers like this who don't know. And I asked last week, hey, Don Israel, that's a good precept. Also, by the way, Khan, good precept, King. But you know, last week I said, who, for the most part, everybody in here has been at church at one period or another. We've all been in church. And I asked, who's ever heard a preacher teach on the book of Revelation? Nobody ever heard it. Nobody's been in church and heard the preacher go in and teach about the book of Revelation. You got idiots like this dude, Mike Todd, who were there in church talking about Christ was I'm not going to even say, Jesus was a stripper. talking about they gonna make it rain. That's the only stripper he'll give his money to.
I got it.
You got it? Let's bring that up.
I got it. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, let's get it.
Rain on booty cheeks. We don't make it rain on strippers. We only reverence one stripper. And that's the one that took off glory to put on humanity and then get butt naked on a cross to die for both you and me.
All right, like Salakia.
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to get the strength in the spirit, man. Because what is he talking about? Like, I don't know one scripture in the Bible that said he got butt naked on the cross.
Not one.
Like, but okay.
Only stripper I'm in love with is Jesus.
But all you hear is a cheering though.
I mean, like they had a concert.
Yeah.
Like there was a performance going on, and Outkast came on stage because you ain't never really seen them perform, and everybody got excited, like, oh snap, here it come. Like, for real?
Hold on, Outkast was there?
Nah, lie.
Oh.
It's a lot, yeah.
And he's the one that puts that bread in my pocket. That bread in my pocket. We don't.
Yo, that is madness. That's madness. This is what's wrong with our people right now.
Thanks.
Hey, because our people don't want to actually really learn what the Bible says. They're content with going and seeing shows. They're content with being amused. They're content with being entertained. That's all our people want is entertainment.
Salakia.
Yep.
And they also love it because they really don't have to change their ways.
Thanks.
That part.
Salakia. It just dawned on me. He called Yahushua a stripper. He called Jesus Christ a stripper. But then he also said, because that's the one that puts that bread in my pocket. But from my understanding, I thought you threw money at you strippers, you put bread in their pocket.
Hey, well, that's the thing. That's where the tithes is gonna come in at.
Gotcha.
That's where the tithes and the offering. Will a man rob God?
Yeah.
Only time to go in the Old Testament.
The only time.
Oh man.
Right. Go back to that Isaiah 29 real quick. Read that again, verse 10.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 10. For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes.
And this is why, hey, Salakia, my bad. This is why I wanted to get that Romans 13 and 11 read. In fact, Boaz, grab Romans 13 and 11 again real quick.
Okay.
Because the Most High Yahweh has poured out the spirit of deep sleep upon us.
Okay.
So we've been walking around sleep.
Okay. Just the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Right? Hey, read that in Isaiah again. Get that again.
For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed.
Salakia, read again Romans 13 and 11, because that deep sleep was poured out on us. Read
Right.
Romans again.
And that now knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Hey, it's time to wake up out of that sleep, Israel. It's time to stop getting excited about niggas walking around talking about, hey, the only stripper that I love is Jesus. It's time to wake up out of that dream. That it's nothing about that that's going to get you to salvation. That is foolishness. And to hear the crowd going nuts about it, hey, but then it's only a remnant. Go ahead, Shemaiah.
I just got a precept real quick.
Yeah, let's get it.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. That right there, I love to see that judgment.
Oh man,
you were like, nigga, you said I was a stripper,
bro. Hold up. Bro, he ain't even going. We just like be like, we're gonna play back the tape.
Yeah,
he's sitting back there just looking like, and he got to explain himself.
Yeah, because everybody gonna be like, oh shit,
in front of Yahushua, who is considered an austere man. Like,
man,
what you gonna do, bro?
Right, exactly. Go back to that Isaiah again.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 10. For the Lord has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, has he covered.
All right, the seers he's covered. Right, the prophets, the rulers. Keep reading.
Verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed.
And that's what happens with our people when they go to when they go to their pastors and they say, hey, what is this talking about? The pastors don't have no goddamn idea what it's saying.
None.
Go ask your pastor what Revelation is talking about. I bet you he tell you to pray about it.
Bro. Salakia.
Yup.
Ask the pastor, like, so Yahushua is a man of color. Matter of fact, so Jesus Christ is a man of color, as is spoken about in Revelation 1 and 13, and see if they gonna say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He would have been a dark melanated man from the east, blah, blah, blah. Or if he gonna be like,
ooh,
that's what the Bible say, but his color don't matter, brother. You know,
hey, gotta take him to verse 11. Take him to verse 11.
Oh, bro, you just made me think of something right now when you said that. The water, all praise to the Most High. Get Revelation chapter 1 real quick.
Okay.
I'm so glad you said that. You may because I would have forgot.
What you one and you start
start at verse number 1.
Okay. This book of Revelation 1 and 1. The revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him to shew unto his servant.
Stop right there. So real quick, the revelation, right? Revelation means the revealing. Way too many scriptures on a false prophet. Hey, Sister L, you ain't never lied, right? So revelation is the revealing of Yahushua, and it's revelation, not revelations. Revelation is the revealing of Yahushua, and it says, which God gave unto him. Who's the him that God gave it to?
Keep reading.
In the chat, Who is the him that God gave the revelation to?
It should be quick.
I want to share this one real quick. I'll be real quick.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You just made me think about this.
That's a very good point, Sister L. If color did not matter, then why is it they keep making him Caucasian?
Europe and Asia. He was born in that part of the world that touches Africa and Asia and Europe, and Jesus was not a white man like me, nor was he as black as some of you. We don't know what the color of his skin, but it must have been a dark.
Hold on. He said he wasn't as black as some of you. But when we read verse 14 and verse 15, it says that he looked as if he was put in a burning furnace. But he said that he wasn't as black as some of you. But anyway, I want to get this. And I know we already pressed for time right now, but yo, who is the him that God gave this revelation to? Oh, about there, I see it.
Yeah, he got it.
He said, John. La'ah. It's not John. The him is Christ, is Hamashiach. It's Yahushua. Because when you read it, it said to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Right.
Read that again from the top. Khan, Yahushua.
Khan. The revelation of Yahushua Hamashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Right? Hey, so if Yahushua and Yahweh are the same, and this is Trinity, why is he being given this revelation from Yahweh?
Which he should already know if he is Yahweh.
Come on, which he should already know. Right? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Real quick, go to the book of Daniel. Let's get Daniel chapter 7. Daniel chapter 7. And we're going to come back to Wormwood. Salakia, y'all. But, hey, Boaz just hit something. I got to show y'all this. I've got to show y'all this. I've got to get to it. Or else I'm going to be really upset with myself. Because I'll forget next week. Believe me.
Okay.
Daniel chapter 7. And I want you to get start at verse number 13.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days.
Right?
And
so the Son of Man is going to be Yahushua. In fact, jump up to verse 9 real quick. Baba Kashai.
Verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow.
The Ancient of Days. Why is he called the Ancient of Days? So this is talking about Yahweh. This is the Father. Why is the Father referred to as the Ancient of Days? Because he's before days. He's before time. He's always existed. Right? So this is the Father. Now, when we jump back down to verse 13, and so we see the Son of Man, who's who? Yahushua, being brought to the Ancient of Days. Right? Read that again.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him.
Now again, how are they the same person? How is this the same entity when one is having to be brought to the other? Right? Again, hey, read Revelation chapter 1 again, verse 1.
Okay. The revelation of Yahushua Hamashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him.
Right? Because the Father gave the Son the revelation to give to his servants. Again, Yahushua is being brought to the Father. He's being brought to the Ancient of Days. Give me Daniel 7 and 14.
Book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 14. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Right? And so now he's being given this dominion. He's being given this kingdom. And he said, and hold on, and it said that he is going to rule that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. Right? They are going to have to serve Yahushua. When he comes back, hey, you either gonna serve or it's gonna be off with your head. You either go get your mind right or your mind go get put right. Right? You got the choice. But anyway, Salakia, we're gonna go back to Revelation real quick. Give me Revelation 1 and go ahead and read verse number 3. Read verse 3. I think we covered this, and then I want you to go from 3. I want you to give me verse number 14. Okay. And then I need y'all to see what I'm about to show you.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein. For the
right. Blessed is he that readeth and heareth the words of this prophecy. Why your pastor ain't teaching you the book of Revelation? Why your pastor ain't going over Revelation with you? Because he don't understand it. Because like we just read in Isaiah, hey, it's sealed. He took, hey, the book is sealed. Can't nobody understand the book. The book is sealed. No, we understand the book. But the problem is they didn't teach all in seminary. They didn't go over this in seminary. The Edomites who you learn from don't understand it themselves. And that's why we have all these so-called prophets and prophetesses coming out with prophecies talking about meteor is going to hit the earth. That's why that's going on. Hold on. Look at this. Read verse 14. Salakia, read verse 14.
Okay. Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow.
Right. So now, what do they say most times that we bring this out? What do they say the majority of times when we bring this out and we say who has woolly hair? They try to say, oh, well, that don't mean that his hair it says white like wool. It's just it's giving you the color. Well, this is and shalom to one true sky. Shalom, sis.
And that man, Lucky out of one. That man Jennings, he put it like his head and his hairs was white like wool.
Right. So look, we finna kill all that foolishness. We're about to kill all of it. So this dictionary right here. I'm trying to
see you can zoom in.
Yeah. Come. This is the Century Dictionary. This came out in the 1800s. I want to get y'all the Century Dictionary. I'm trying to get the exact time of the publication, but this wasn't published until the 1800s. Hold on, let me zoom in. All right, now watch this. Let's look into the etymology. Oh shoot. Gosh dang it. All right. So let's go down. Where is it? Woody. Oh, there it is over there on this other page. Let's lock you. All right, there's wool. All right. Oh shoot. Did I just lose my page? Wool work. Yes, I did. No, there we go. Wool sorter. Wool sponge. Yo, this thing is not letting me. It's not acting right. Lock it. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to zoom out again. And let me get back to that page. All right, there we go. All right, wool, wool, woolly hair. There it is, right there. All right, y'all. Oh, why does it keep doing it? Gosh, damn it. All right, so do y'all see woolly hair right here? Let me zoom in. All right, can y'all see that or la? Do I need to zoom in more? Ah. Can y'all see that? All right. What does that say?
Woolly headed, woolly haired, woolly headed as a person or race of men.
All right. So when you see woolly haired, all right, that's referring to a person or a race of men, right? Hold on, because we don't stop there. It does not stop there. Hold on, because we finna kill that. Talking about it was talking about the color and not the texture. That's bogus. We about to kill that right now. All right, read that at the top. Woolly head.
Woolly head, a Negro.
A what?
A Negro.
Read Revelation 1 and 14 again.
Okay. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
His hair and his head were white like wool. Read that definition again for me, Baba Kashaw.
Woolly headed, woolly head, a Negro, so called from the woolly hair of his head.
Right? Hey, do not let nobody tell you that when you read in the book of Revelation that when it's telling you that his hair and his hair were white like wool, that's telling you or that's referring to the color of his hair. It is not referring to the color of his hair. It's giving you a context of the race of Yahushua. So when we be out there on the streets saying, hey, his hair and his hair was white like wool, who has woolly hair? Well, the Negro has woolly hair. That is what this verse is saying. Because, again, we have to remember that the Bible is written in King's English. And that's why you have to go into the etymology of things. Right? So, again, look, this dictionary is the Century Dictionary. Can
you send me
the publication date? This was published in 1889 to 1891. All right. So we're not making this up. We're not the ones that said or just coming out on the street telling you that Yahushua was a black man. No, the Bible is telling you that Yahushua was a black man. That's what the Bible says. Hey,
specifically a Negro.
Read it again. Read that
woolly,
definition.
Woolly head, a Negro.
A what?
A Negro.
A Negro.
So called from the woolly hair of his head.
Read Revelation 1 and 14 one more time, and then we go drop this. The point has been made.
God. His head and his hairs were white like wool. as white as snow.
His hair and his head were white like wool, as white as snow. Christ was a black man. Keep on reading.
Kind and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Come on.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
So Christ was a very dark black man, because he looked like he had been burned in a furnace, right? Thus said the Bible. He was a very dark-skinned black man. And so now we got these fools like who is this this teacher or this preacher? He's a famous preacher. I forget his name. This white boy. Hold on, let me get him one more time, because he said some stupid stuff. We go hit this and then we go move along, because I want to finish talking about wormwood. Hey, one true Scott said, listening for wormwood, a great herb for tea, gentle blood cleanse. Okay, Con. I've never tried it. All right, let me get this up. Here we go. All right. Who knows this preacher's name? I forget. I cannot think of this preacher's name.
I forgot his name though.
Famous preacher though.
Color like the people of his day, because he was a man like them. Don't ever say it's a white man's religion or a black man's religion.
It is.
It's a world religion.
It's not.
He belongs to the world.
No, he does not.
And don't you black people ever forget one thing.
They belong to the world of Israel.
Help Jesus carry the cross was a black man.
So he want us to get excited about that, about him saying that the man who helped Christ carry the cross was a black man. So we're supposed to cheer and be happy about that. Hey, niggas, don't let nobody tell you that being black is a bad thing. The man who helped Christ, he was black. But the Bible just said that Christ was black too. Billy Graham, the water says that's who it is. That's exactly who it is. Read that, Matthew 15:24.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
But Billy Graham just tried to say, but it's not a black man's religion. Well, no, it's not just a black man's religion, quote unquote. It is for Israel, for the nation of Israel, for the 12 tribes of Israel. No, we're not black, because I'm not black. My Northern Kingdom brothers aren't black. We got some dark brothers, but we're not black. But is it a religion for the world? It's not for the world. Read that one more time.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. For he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Hey, Christ only came for the house of Israel, right? But we got people like this who take our book and think that they know what they're talking about. We got people like this who take our book and then try to teach our people what the book is talking about or what the book is saying. Right? Now watch this. Stand in Revelation. Jump down to verse 19. Revelation 1 and 19. Real quick.
Verse 19. Write the things which thou hast seen, and the things which are, and the things which shall be hereafter.
Right? And so now this is the outline. This is the outline to the book of Revelation. We not black, we Negro. No, we're Israelites.
That's right.
We're Israelites, or Judites, or Benjamites, or Israelites, right? From the nation of Israel. That's who we are. Now, the outline for the Bible, it says, write the things which thou hast seen, right? Past, the things that are present, and the things which shall be hereafter, future. So we got past, present, future. Those were the things that John the Revelator were given. She clowning.
Yeah, scoffing.
Those were the things that John the Revelator was given. Past, present, future. Right? So some things in the book of Revelation is talking about past, it's talking about history, it's talking about things that had already happened. For instance, the woman being with child and the dragon waiting to devour the child. That was past. Right? You got things in the present that John was writing about. Then you have future things that John was writing about. Now, if we're going back to the 1st century AD, do you think if John, who was caught up in the spirit and was given these visions, how do you think he would describe seeing a missile?
A star.
A star, a fiery star falling from the heaven. That's how John the Revelator would describe a missile. Again, this is somebody in the 1st century AD that's been taken up in the spirit, that's being given this revelation of all these things. And he's witnessing this. Hey, that man must have lost his mind seeing the stuff that he was seeing.
God.
Right? With no idea about how to describe it. But he described it the best way he knew how to. Go back to Revelation 8 again. And let's get
verse what?
Verse 10.
The book of Revelation, chapter 8 and verse 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters.
Now watch this. Hold on. Watch this. Watch this. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see what John the Revelator was looking at.
The ICBM, or Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles, launch nuclear missiles from long distances. They're extremely destructive weapons. In today's video, we're going to rank the top 10 best ICBMs in the world. Let us begin. Number 10. Bulava, Russia. Starting with number 10 on our list, we have the Bulava ICBM from Russia. Bulava came into usage in 2013 after a long time of development. This missile is based in and launched from Borei-class submarines. It can carry up to 10 MIRVs. The missile's length is 12.1 meters. It is 36.8 tons.
What do you think that looks like to somebody from the 1st century AD?
Weight at launch and 1.15 tons in throw. Its full range. This ballistic missile is launched from Jin-class submarines. JL-2 can carry up to 1,000 kilotons nuclear warheads or 4 MIRVs. 2017. This deadly missile is road-based. As warheads, the DF-31AG can carry up to 3 MIRVs. Its length is 13 meters and weight is 42 tons. It has the range of 11,200 kilometers. Number 7. It's up to 10 MIRVs. Its length is 12 meters. Its weight is 52 tons. Its full range is 10,000 kilometers. Its weight is 59 tons. Its maximum range is 12,000 kilometers.
Hold on. Read that verse. One. In fact, read verse 10 one more time.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 8 and verse 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp.
Right.
And it
Hey, is that thing not burning? Don't it look like it's lighting up the sky? I mean, it is lighting up the sky.
That's facts.
All right. This is what John the Revelator was seeing when he said that a star fell from heaven. Hold on. Let me see. Nuclear. Let me see if I can get that video.
Just trying to get the explosion reaction.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
This device could instantly set the entire planet on fire. At least that was exactly what its makers were afraid of. But even despite these suspicions, on July 16th, 1945, they unleashed the nuclear demon.
Hey, did y'all see the movie Oppenheimer?
Wow.
No, I ain't get the chance to see it.
All right, so this is what the movie Oppenheimer was about. The movie Oppenheimer was about the creation of this nuclear bomb. Hold on, this guy said, "Wow, I must read that again." Star as missile. I dreamt a star came shooting down one time. Excuse me. Oh, okay, Con. Now you good, sis? You good? I'm on. Okay. So hold on. Let me. So the documentary and theatrical movie. Con. Right. So that's what this was about. And so now you know who's the only nation to ever drop nuclear bombs on another country.
U.S.
The U.S. is the only nation to ever drop a nuclear bomb on another country. In fact, they didn't just do it once; they did it twice. They dropped 2 of them. When I was in the military and I was over in Japan, one of the briefings that we had was don't throw up the peace sign, because the Japanese looked at that as like us saying we dropped 2 bombs on y'all. So they gave us that briefing. Hey, don't throw up the peace sign. Outside of the military base, it used to freak me out too. But there was always like this little old Japanese woman, and she'd have like these little drums, and she'd be beating her little drum and, doing like this, saying whatever she was saying in Japanese as she's standing in front of the base. I don't know if she called herself cursing us or what. Right? But the United States of since they'll put it, right?
America
is the only nation to ever drop a nuclear bomb on another country. In fact, that goes into Revelation as well. Right? We can bring that out, but we've been rocking for 2.5 hours already, so I'm not gonna dive into that now. But I'm gonna let this video rock a little bit more.
The first detonation of an atomic bomb named Trinity was so powerful that a huge fiery mushroom cloud higher than Everest rose above the New Mexico desert. And since the worst fears were not confirmed and all hell didn't break loose, humans decided that they tamed the nuclear demon. But that was only an illusion. In this video, you'll find out, how did an underground explosion...
And so now John is seeing this, right? John is seeing this. He's seeing these nuclear bombs go off, these stars that are burning like a lamp, and then watching them fall upon the water. Now, do y'all remember, what was that called, Chernobyl? Or what was that over in Japan?
Chernobyl.
What is
It's Chernobyl, but it's not in Japan.
It's in Russia or something, ain't it? Or
Yeah, somewhere over there, like close to Russia.
Right. So what happened? Like they had that nuclear reactor or something.
Yeah.
Shemai, go ahead, talk about it real quick.
I think it was a nuclear reactor that they blew up or something like that.
And it poisoned the water, right?
And it poisoned everything. Like it's like it's in you. They said something like you can't inhabit nothing over there for like 100 years or some shit.
Right. And so now, what does John say about this
1,000 years?
This star that fell from the sky? He said, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called wormwood, which wormwood means what? It means bitter, or it means poisonous. Right? So you got this nuclear bomb that drops onto the waters. Right? And then it says, and the name of the star is called wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood. Because what's going to happen to all the marine life that's in the water?
Gonna get poisoned.
They're gonna get poisoned. They're gonna turn bitter. Right? It's Chernobyl, you can't touch, you can't eat nothing. What did you say, for 100 years or something like that?
I think it was like 100,000 years, something like that.
That's crazy. But now picture these missiles coming down, and what else is in the waters? What's in the waters? In fact, jump up to verse 8 real quick.
The book of Revelation, chapter 8 and verse 8. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood.
Read on.
And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And the third part of the ships were destroyed.
Right. And so in the third part of the ships, that's what I want to get. Right. The third part of the ships. So you got what in the ships? You've got submarines in the ship. You've got all kind of battleships or destroyers that's in the sea, in the water. Right. I don't know if y'all know about Pearl Harbor, or when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. If you go over to Hawaii right now and you visit Pearl Harbor, there's on the tour, they still have, to this day, there's still oil that's coming up to the top of the surface from sunken ships that's at the bottom of that ocean, or that's at the bottom of that harbor. And you can still see the oil come up to the surface. Right? Sister One True Scott said, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They used mushroom to clean up racia mushroom, good for MFI radiation." Oh, I didn't know that. Huh? Radiation damage to the body. I didn't know that either. That's good information, sis. Sister Baya, she said the Arizona. Oh, you talking about from over there at Pearl Harbor? So it said in Revelation 8:9, it said, and the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships, those ships is going into, again, submarines, all of those, the battleships, the destroyers, all of that, those get destroyed, right? So this is what this is referring to when it's talking about wormwood. It's not talking about a meteor coming from outer space crashing into the earth. This is talking about those nuclear missiles that's going to be going off. Now, remember last week I said that we're not going to be, most high willing, unless brother is a part of the 2/3, we're not going to be here when that happens. When those missiles start going off, when those missiles get shot over here, we're not going to be here when that happens. We're going to be caught up. We're going to be on those chariots, right? We're going to be going off to the wilderness. But this is what's going to be happening to Babylon, right? This is what when Babylon is going to begin to be destroyed, right? Verse 11 says, and the name of the star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Because the missiles hit, many men are going to die, right? And again, hey, Salakia, we went long today. I didn't want to go that long, but all praise to the Most High, man. All praises to the Most High for everybody who stuck with us, who thugged it out. Like, man, I know it's late out there on the East Coast and Midwest. I know y'all behind us. That's right, going up on them chariots, sis. All praise to the Most High. Like, beam me up, Scotty. All right, get me up out of here. You know, death to America. Hey, for real, for real. You know, death to this place. I'm sick of it here. I'm sick of captivity. I'm tired of this. Right? Hey, in fact, real quick, grab Psalms 91. Psalms 91. And as we get ready to sign out for the night, you know, again, I do just want to put in the plug, hanging with the homeboys in Virginia. All praise to the Most High.
God, sis.
Right, I do just want to put in the plug here real quick. So again, at the start of every Shabbat, we do have prayer. Right, we do have prayer at the start of every Shabbat. You can call in. We are on the line for that. So we do prayer, and we also, you know, do a Bible study as well. It's not real long, but brothers will get on there, go into some scriptures, you know, encourage our brothers, our sisters. And of course, we do take prayer requests. We pray. We bring in the Shabbat. What better way than for brothers and sisters to touch and agree and bring in the Shabbat with prayer? Man, it's a beautiful thing. So that's the prayer line right there. If you guys do want to become part of that, get in on that. Hey, I'm encouraging you, inviting you to go ahead and tap in with us for that prayer. Go ahead.
On that number, that second part is the code. That 1446185 hashtag is the code you have to put in.
Mm-hmm.
Once you dial that number.
God.
Kind. And then so we do have that every Shabbat, the starters of the Shabbat. We are going into that, and that is at the water this. So that is 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Central Standard.
Central.
8 p.m. Central Standard, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Right, again, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get that in the book of Psalms. Give me that, Psalms 91. And then also, we will be opening up the prospect phase as well too. So brothers want to come in and put their brick in, and sisters, we got things for you. We need our sisters. We got the sisters corner that is going to be starting up here pretty soon. Brothers, if y'all want to come in and become part, shoot us an email. We'll get back to you and let you know when that's going to be opening up. It's going to be coming up real soon. And then, of course, we got Passover. Passover is in April. All right. And we are holding Passover this year in the ATL in Atlanta. We'll be out for Passover. All right. Let's get that Psalms 91. Baba Kishah.
From the top.
Khan.
The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome of pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou thrust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasted it at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shall thou trample under feet. Because he has set his love upon thee, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
All praise to the Most High, man. And with that, again, y'all, we're going to end it. Y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the lesson, was able to take something away from it. Of course, I appreciate the interaction. I appreciate y'all being with us on this night, man. Let's go ahead, man. Y'all know what it's time for. Y'all got something.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua.
By Hashem Mashiach
Yahushua.
Kahala Yahweh. Yo, with that, hey, Shalom, Yashka Allah.
Shalom, Israel.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, black music, black music.
Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Waya Shamaka, Yahweh, 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 Panyawa al Yak, Panyawa al Yak, Waya Chanka, Yahweh, 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 Panyawa al Yak, Panyawa al Yak, Wayasham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha Allah, Yasha Allah.